my mind flashes to the fear that must have been experienced by the passengers on the plane. I don't know why, but you had to know the plane wasn't going up. But I still, in the corner of my mind, kind of thought accident, mechanical, something. And then a nanosecond later, that same staffer comes to me and he says, "Sir, a second plane hit the other tower at the World Trade Center in New York City." And I knew it wasn't an accident, and it couldn't have been a coincidence. So that's when I performed the test that Chief of Staffs perform all the time. Does the President need to know? That one was a no-brainer. Yes. What do I tell him? I made a decision on that spot to pass on 2 facts and make 1 editorial comment. And I decided that I would not invite a question or a dialogue. I opened the door to the classroom. The teacher was speaking, asking kind of questions. The press pool gathered at the back included Ann Compton from ABC News. And she looked up at me, and it was unusual for me to enter a room after the President had already started his activities. And she looked at me and she said, "What's up?" And I said, and she said, "What?" And then there was a break in the conversation in the front of the classroom, and I walked up to the President, and I leaned over and I whispered into his right ear. I said it very distinctly. "A second plane hit the second tower. America is under attack." That's what I said. I then stood back from the President so that he couldn't ask me a question. Then I stepped further back, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw the Secretary of Education, one of the White House advisors on education, Sandy Kress, and the principal of the school. And I went to the door, and I opened the door, and I left. As soon as I got into that staff room, I proceeded to do logistics work. Get phone lines established with the Vice President of the National Security Council, track down the FBI director, that kind of work. I said, get the motorcade, get the Secret Service, turn the motorcade around, get it ready to go. Get the crew back on Air Force One. Get it gassed and ready to go, we're going to have to take off. Get some remarks written for the President, because we have got a lot of people in a gymnasium, and we're going to have to tell them what's going on. So I was all business. Now, while I was all business, I thought the President reacted entirely the right way. And no, I did not see the movie Fahrenheit 9/11 and the criticism. But he did nothing to introduce fear to those very young kids. He did nothing to exhibit fear to the press that would have translated it to the satisfaction of terrorists all around the world. He didn't go down in the fetal position, didn't say, "Oh my God!" He didn't scream, didn't run out of the room. And I thought he did the right thing. Now, I was actually pleased that it worked out the way that it did. Because if the President had come back into the holding room with me, everyone in that holding room would have been focused on the President. And the truth is, we had to be focused on the logistics of moving the President and getting secure communications established. So I didn't want everybody hovering around the President saying, "Oh, you doing it? What else do you need, Mr. President? What else do you need?" It was, get the motorcade turned around, get the crew back on Air Force One, get it gassed and ready to go, get the lines of communication opened up to the White House. We've got to find out what's going on. So that was September 11th. The rest of the day is unbelievable, but
thank you.
Thank you.